Mm, mm, mm. This is the ultimate make it make sense. That loud crash that you heard, yeah, that was the Colorado hype train just going completely off the rails. You're up 29-0 at halftime. Everything is looking good, and you take your foot off the gas pedal so much that you allow Stanford to come back and beat you in double overtime, 46-43. Inexcusable. And most of this needs to go on Coach Prime. Now, look, man, I'm a Coach Prime supporter. I am one of those bandwagon people that jumped on the bandwagon to see them do well. I continue to want to see them do well. But you also know me, people. I'm going to tell the truth. And flat out, this loss is on coaching, or should I say lack of coaching. Who the hell ever heard of getting 3 penalties for having 12 people on the field because you can't substitute properly? Who's ever heard? Okay, 1 time, okay. But 3 times is absolutely inexcusable. And again, that is on coaching and that's just not being prepared. Just not being prepared at all. 17 penalties. 17 penalties. Where is the discipline? You're preaching discipline, Coach Prime. You're preaching it, but you're not coaching it. And you can't say that you're coaching it because we just saw the results of what your supposed coaching it was. 17 penalties. It's inexcusable, man. And this is the fuel that every Deion hater, number one, has been waiting for. But what they have been talking about is that you're not coaching. It's all glitz and glamour. Hey, man, I'm sorry. But after last night's performance, you got to take it. You just got to take it. I mean, and that was a must-win game last night to make a bowl game. Because have y'all seen the remaining schedule? At UCLA, home to Oregon State, home to Arizona, then at Washington State, at Utah. Tell me where they're getting 2 more wins the way that team plays. Undisciplined, horrible on defense. Tell me where you find 2 more wins. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that the season is a disaster or anything like that because I was the first one to say if they got to 6 wins, I thought Deion should be coach of the year. And yes, expectations absolutely changed throughout the season, but this was a must-win game, and they did not get it done. And Shedeur Sanders, I'm not absolving you from anything either. You want to act like a star and, hold your wrist up to student sections who's taunting you, which what student section in college doesn't taunt the opposing team star player? I mean, who doesn't do that? And you put it back in their face. Okay, fine. But the bottom line is stars win that football game last night. You had an opportunity to win the football game. 3 minutes to go, 3rd and 5. You miss a wide open Travis Hunter. Stars make that throw and end the game. You're not there yet, buddy. You're not there. And then that horrendous, just panic throw in double overtime, just throwing it up for grabs. A freshman knows, just throw the ball away. Just throw the ball away. Instead, you're trying to make a superstar play out of nothing and got your team beat. Now, Travis Hunter, I don't blame you. You just came back from being off, from having a lacerated liver and being off 3 weeks. Every teenager that plays both ways, wants to play both ways, wants to play as many snaps as they can. But clearly last night was too many because the receiver from Stanford literally would put you in the blender and had you just twisting around, just put you in the terror dome. And as much as he put you in the terror dome, you dominated on offense, which means it goes back to Coach Prime. Stop playing this kid so many snaps, okay? He's not the first guy to be really good on offense and defense, okay? People don't play both ways for a reason. Okay? There's a reason that people don't do that now. The bottom line is smart people understood that Colorado wasn't a very good football team. They were getting by on smoke and mirrors because their offensive and defensive lines were pathetic at best. And this is the result of that. You had a game that you should have won, took your foot off the gas, everybody's celebrating, and you didn't win. This is big time football, man. You should have won the game by 40. Instead, you come back and you allow them to come back and beat you, man. This is a coaching lesson. It's a coaching lesson. Doesn't mean I'm still not rooting for Prime. Doesn't mean that. Doesn't mean that I don't think he did a good job this year. Doesn't mean that. But like I mentioned before, I'm a truth teller. And the bottom line is they weren't very good. This is not a very well-coached team, even with a good staff. You can't tell me they're well-coached with all those penalties and too many people on the field. That was a poorly coached football game. Just pathetic. But they have more opportunities. Maybe they can sneak out an upset. I don't see it because they don't play defense well enough and they don't run the ball well enough, because if you could run the ball, they could have run out the clock last night. But they couldn't do that. So I don't see them. I don't even know if they beat Arizona, to be honest. This might be it for how many wins Colorado gets, which a lot of people at the beginning of the year said 4 wins max. I thought 6. I may be wrong, but the bottom line is Colorado last night, make it make sense.